Welcome back to Midway USA. I am Josh.
My name's Henry.
And we are from 9-Hole Reviews, here today to talk about the American obsession with the AR platform and our absolute hatred, and by we, I mean the general American populace, of the Bullpup.
It is not, I think people are coming around to Bullpups a little more, but especially in a lot of European and Commonwealth militaries, the Bullpup is actually quite popular.
In fact, when you think about some of our primary allies in Western Europe, for example.
The UK,
France,
Australia. Well, the French switched to the 416, but yes, the FAMAS right before
prior to the 416.
Yeah. The Luxembourg used the AUG. And of course, not a NATO ally, but we have very good relations with. This particular AUG is kitted out as an Austrian army Jaegers AUG, or also Jagdkommandos AUG from the last generation. So this is a nice comparison to yours, which is a very good representation of something like a special operations armory would have.
Yep, this is a URGI Geisley 14.5 inch, available on Midway USA. Actually, in all seriousness, this is a phenomenally shooting upper. It's a premium price tag,
yep.
So you gotta be willing to shell out for it, but man, this thing is a blaster. But back to the subject at hand.
But the question is, like, everybody knows that the AR system is primo, it's reliable, it's accurate, it's everything you want a carbine to do. What about the Bullpup? Why do people dislike these things?
Well, I think a lot of it comes from lack of exposure and experience with them. And there's also some additional add-ons, which is the AR is frankly like one of the best platforms for modularity, in many cases because the commercial market has developed for it,
right?
Because of its popularity in the US. But moreover, like again, the modularity of the AR platform allows you to maximize the rifle into a configuration or a format which is frankly like perfect for you as a shooter, and it also falls right in line with all of the, call them, efficiencies and ergonomics of shooting that we are so very used to when it comes to US shooting. So again, like where I place my hand, how I hold it, how I place the stock, what it feels like, the distance between the stock and the grip, and how that sort of translates into this arm, and all of these things, they go hand in hand with the things that we've been shooting for since, in many cases, we were kids or we were introduced to firearms.
In my instance, I think because a lot of us in the military served with the M16, M4 system, that just is
familiarity, right? Familiarity.
Correct. But to that extent, a lot of military veterans from overseas who served in different militaries who were with Bullpup systems are actually more comfortable with systems like this rather than that.
Yeah.
So that brings us to a good topic. Well, is something good because you're comfortable with it? Or is something bad because it doesn't work the way you're comfortable with it or not?
Yeah. I mean, look, it certainly stands to reason that if you're more comfortable with a given platform or firearm, that you are trained on it, you're working with it, you spend the most time with it, that is just implicitly the best choice for you.
Yeah, but let's do a little bit of shooting. You ready? Oh, barely, but still double.
Counts. AA. Yeah, buddy.
All right, so off the bat, definitely different from what an American soldier would expect to shoot with, because this whole grip is a bit, we could say it's antiquated at this point. It's just not what we train to do
anymore
in the military. Correct. Like, I would be more comfortable with this, however,
torchy torch.
However, the AUG's gas valve is right here. So if you do this and you accidentally touch it while firing, it would probably be the last time you do that again. But once you get used to it, it's not terrible. I mean, I'd say I'm not as fast as Josh, but but also I'm not slow.
No,
se.
yeah, I mean, that's 2 A's followed up by some decent hits. I would say it's, you know, like again, this is a platform that I train exclusively on. If we were to trade out really quick, what's, do I have enough of, see, I don't even know how to take the mag out of this bad boy.
But it's clear, so you can see it, you see?
See, I don't know where to put the mag in. Here, by all means, have yourself
Oh, this is not fair because
what's safe is
push that in.
now we're hot.
You're hot.
Okay. So let me see here. I'm gonna try to go 2 and then 1-1.
Do you need to
just
dry
like
fire
before.
the trigger first, or it's just a mil-spec trigger?
Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah,
I mean that's a good cadence.
Yeah, the recoil on this is actually really soft and controllable. It feels really good. The hardest thing for me is what to do with this wing out here,
yeah.
because I'm so used to being in a position to be gripping further out, and my balance, my control, all of that feels different, and I can feel it.
Now here's one thing: the way you're holding it. No, get back to it. No, right there. Take your left hand off. Take your left hand off. How's that balance?
Not bad.
Single hand.
I
Now,
don't think I could do that. I don't. No.
That is actually a selling point for bullpups because of all the weight being in the back. Your balance is so nice when you're using your left hand for anything. You can actually engage with just your right hand in, whereas especially something like this where you have enablers in the front
Yep.
that weigh you down a little bit more, especially if you have a suppressor in the front, that gets heavy in the front. So
Weight balance, right? So the conversation on weight balance, hypercritical,
Right.
and one of the main misconstrued topics, at least in our opinion, when it comes down to, oh, my rifle weighs X. Oh, that's bad, it's too heavy. It really is based on where the weight sits on the rifle. Is it biased in the center to the rear?
Right.
It does not impact you nearly as much in terms of performance shooting and the swingability or controllability of the gun.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's one thing. The other thing that is really nice about bullpups is when you're doing confined space work, you have a full 16-inch barrel right here, non-NFA, and it points and moves. You take off that much from the front.
And that's a 14.5, right?
Correct.
So
you have less barrel length here, but you still have quite a bit more in the front. So when you're working in vehicles, when you're working in confined spaces, when you're working through structures, buildings, or even just lugging it through the woods, the compact package is nice. That being said, the AUG in particular is heavier
it
than
is
your
hefty,
AR
yeah.
as a system,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is
just
hefty.
well balanced.
Have you shot the AR here?
I have not.
Give it a little feel. It's a 2-stage trigger. Nice.
I mean, it's what we're used to.
Yep. So again, some of the pros and cons when we look at these two things stacked up against each other. The AR platform, I would say, is more modular, more familiar. We are used to it here as North American shooters. It also, I would say, the pointability of this platform and where you place your arm is materially easier to control than the pointability of something like this, where you're sucked in tighter. It makes it just harder in my mind to visualize the
I will
movement
say
of
there
those
are
things.
some other bullpups, and there are other handguards that are coming out.
And maybe that's one of the things that helps you balance out in your decision-making process. The trigger, when people talk about bullpup triggers being worse or something like that, frankly, a lot of that's baloney. Like,
It's a mil-spec trigger.
I mean, it's
frankly.
mil-spec, but that's 2 alphas. That's a decent split. You don't need to be, that's perfectly fine. And we've shown also on the distance course, this is an exceptionally capable rifle. The trigger is not holding you back. You just have to practice a bit with it. It's not that big of a deal.
Your reloads will be a little slower if you're not used to it.
Right? Because
Specifically, these are not drop-free magazines,
right, so you
But
are
that
having
was-
to having to rip, right?
but that's by design. The
Yeah.
actual contract the Austrians laid on them initially was for it to not be drop-free. Bullpups are different. It's kind of like the difference between driving a pickup truck versus driving a sedan. You know,
or maybe a Jeep Wrangler. versus like a BMW.
They have different strengths and weaknesses. I mean, can you go off-roading with a BMW? Can you or should you is a big question. But they have different strengths and weaknesses, and a lot of times I think our familiarity and our comfort level with a firearm, specifically one that we would want to depend on, counts so much in our repertoire and in our tastes on what we want to shoot, that sometimes it could potentially cloud your palate on what you could be developing a skill on.
Ultimately, you're just going to train on whatever system you end up going with and utilizing. You can easily be exceptionally effective on bullpups, and frankly, like, it just comes down to how much you're working with them.
Yep.
Guys, until next time, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the range.
716 is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, Redcon 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 91, 1 pack, green, green, over. This is 716, roger, over.
16, Steel 92, 1 Victor, 2 packs, Redcon 1, over.